The idea that we even having the discussion is disrespectful to Sidney Crosby, I think that's misplaced. I understand.
Do you know what it's
where
missing?
It comes from.
Because I can tell you, every single person in hockey is having a discussion. It isn't like 4 of us sitting here in the studio.
Like all the people behind the scenes are.
Yeah, all the people that interact with Sidney Crosby daily are privately having this discussion. I'm not saying they're having it with him, but everybody's wondering this. It is the absolute elephant in the room. I mean, it would be naive to think that Kyle Dubas and the Penguins front office hasn't thought about it, that the other front offices in places he might play haven't thought about it to the point where they're thinking we need to keep certain things available in case there's this trade that could happen, where Sidney Crosby's representatives, where his own family, everybody is thinking about this.
I mean, his childhood, the team that he cheered for, could sure use a 2C. The Montreal Canadiens could use...
You know, the Colorado Avalanche could use another win after losing Rantanen the way they did. And there's other teams, of course, that would want to get in on that. I mean, my point is it's insane to say it's disrespectful to him. Every single person that cares about hockey, or the NHL specifically, is thinking about this, including the people that interact with him every day.
I'm glad that you're saying it. And
this is where I get pissed off, because the notion that it's not a conversation is ignoring that the conversation is happening at the highest levels. Ultimately, the decision rests with one man, and we know who that is. And we know why Sidney Crosby is a Pittsburgh Penguin today, because he wants to be. But the minute that changes, he will no longer be a Penguin.
All right. So that's the information you have. But have you ever just tried plugging your ears and singing?
La 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 la.
La 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 la. I'm going to ignore every text and conversation I've ever had. He's not getting traded ever.
And it somewhat calls back to what you're asking about Marner. We can't pretend that everybody is just this robot.
Yeah.
And isn't imagining multiple realities. That's the way we live our own lives, right? We all think about other things we might be doing. I occasionally wonder, what would I do if I wasn't a hockey journalist? On a mid-July day, that does cross my mind. I never obviously take action in that direction, but I think everybody thinks this way. I do believe it's normal. And I do believe that part of what's happening with Connor McDavid is obviously looking at where the Oilers are, looking at his own life, looking around the league and imagining where he might fit. Again, that's in the abstract. I'm not saying there's any tampering going on. I'm not saying he's leaving Edmonton, but I just think it's naive to think that even players, Steve Yzerman, who spent an entire career in Detroit, had times when he was a player where he thought, what would it be like to play somewhere else? He was nearly traded to Ottawa many years ago where he grew up. I'm sure at that point in time, him and his family were thinking, where would
that might not be so bad.
If I got traded to Ottawa, what would that be? This is the reality. Look at this, the flip side of this business. Look how many guys Connor Timmins jumps to mind. He's just been traded 3 times in a year. The same guy,
he's Buffalo now?
He's in Buffalo now. But he jumped to my mind now. My point is at the same time, when you have these players that are moving all around against their will all the time, you can't imagine the guys that share the dressing room with them don't go hey, that could be me one day.
Yeah.
You would be plugging your ears and going, da 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 da.
You ever heard of completing the rainbow?
No,
it's more of an NBA term, but it's finding its way into hockey, where you've worn a jersey that is every color of the rainbow over the course of your career, and that's got to be an exhausting way to be.
Who's got it now? Tyler Toffoli, maybe? He's been probably pretty close.
Oh, he has been pretty close.
He's jumped a fair bit.
What players have completed the rainbow?
What does purple represent?
You'd have to...
he played for the Kings, so he probably wore a third jersey that was purple.
It would have to include the Kings. Yeah. NBA is a little bit better for that.
You got to be with the Jazz.
Yeah. There you go. The Jazz.
There's Shaq's rainbow.
The Raptors. Frankly.
Yeah. There you go. So Shaq has a rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
It's
wow.
Miami, Phoenix, Lakers, Celtics, Magic, Cavs, and a different version of the Lakers. So there is some
I forgot
cheating.
that Shaq played for Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think Shaq forgot that Shaq played.
Yeah, he was there with
actually.
Nash.
I forgot he played for the Celtics too. Now that I'm looking at this,
that was bad.
Yeah, everywhere else I'm very aware that he played for and was a star for, but
look at that, 4 different numbers. I think.
Yeah, the 36 looks weird. Everything about that's wrong.
33 looks weird. They all look. Yeah, no, very. It's all disturbing. And Yager definitely has whatever the NHL equivalent.
Well, yeah, because he had the Stars, which are green. He had the Devils and the Panthers, which are red.
Flames.
Which are orange. What would be our orange?
Flyers. He was a Flyer.
Oh, yeah, he was a Flyer.
There you go.
And Penguins, he was yellow.
Yeah. Huh?
Okay.
See?
Somebody
See?
put this image together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we could have a Yager rainbow for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder, Chris.
But yes, players play for multiple teams, even superstars, because Shaq was a superstar.
There you go. Yeah, but Shaq's not Sidney Crosby. You just don't understand.
Oh, and Mitch Marner.
But like, I understand the pushback from fans in that like Crosby has never spoken publicly about wanting to do that.
Yeah, because he's only going to speak publicly about it once when it happens.
Well,
You could have
and it'll be
stopped
like
at
this.
Crosby's never spoken publicly. Like,
there you go.
what do we know about the guy? Right? Like,
And I understand them also cheering for what they want. You know,
listen, we're not all you. I know you know stuff about the guy.
they're also cheering for what they want. They want their hometown hero to stay there for their entire career.
Yeah, and there's a certain romance with sports, right? And there's something romantic about the idea of him sticking in like through thick and thin.
And you know what? Had
But
they
you know
started
what?
this rebuild 2 years ago, maybe it would make a lot more sense.
Well, and I've started to see, and I can't remember, apologies if this was your tweet, and I've read it and I just forgot who tweeted it, but someone's like, well, Sidney, he is the rare player that might actually still be good at 42.
Oh,
And-
certainly.
And I do believe that is possibly the case. And so you could start to maybe twist yourself into thinking maybe they get good again, but the odds are so far against it.
So, okay.
Players are the last to see this usually. Because players have to believe against all belief. Like to achieve everything he's done, he's like defied odds and expectations, right? He's been the best at what he's done for 20 plus years. So he has to believe that like wanting something and working for it, it's going to happen. But like, look at their lineup, man.
But like, I believe Crosby thinks he can turn this Penguins team into a playoff team.
Right. And he probably feels an obligation.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes him different, I think, than some athletes. Like I think he actually feels a responsibility because of what was passed on to him and how great the organization was to him to not just abandon ship the minute. I mean, we can't accuse him of abandoning the minute it got bad because it's getting worse.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's taking that mentality into, was it 2 years left on this contract that the extension kicks in this year? So he's like, I can will this team to victory. I owe the city something. I'm going to try and make this thing work.
Like, is he the longest serving captain in NHL history
I don't know.
with one team?
Well, when was he named captain?
Second season,
Wow.
and he just finished year 20.
His second season, he was named captain?
Yeah,
They're still saying it's
So
Steve
that's
Yzerman.
That's 06,
said-
07.
he's had 19 years as the team captain.
So Yzerman did 20.
Oh. okay.
What? So he's going to beat that. Unless
Unless he leaves, but
Unless he's in Montreal.
the point is like for him, it's the Penguin sweater isn't just laundry, and Pittsburgh isn't just any old city along the way that he could play in. Like obviously he's got all the winning. I don't know. He's got everything you could want in a way.
here.
So
And I
I
think
can
that's
see
what the fans are trying to tell the rest of the world outside of Pittsburgh. This is more than just a team to him. He
Right.
is this organization.
Jesse, can you pull up the Penguins depth chart?
Sure.
Just so we can put a video.
You want to see Rutger McCurdy on the first line?
Well,
Do you know-
like this is what
How
I'm
deep do we need to
Just
go
wait.
on this?
No,
Just wait,
no,
though.
no, just you
Just
wait.
wait though. Do you know how you get to be as good as Sidney Crosby at anything though?
Be from Cole Harbor.
Be
Apparently.
obsessed.
To have challenges and to constantly keep pushing yourself and put like to set the bar even farther and farther away and keep pushing and obviously climbing the mountain. Like I would argue there could be one more challenge for him, and it might be the challenge of leaving that all behind, going to a new place, all the unfamiliarity, all the difficult things with that, the risk. It might be a friggin' disaster. Like who knows? We don't know.
He could go out in the first round with another team.
yeah, and then he might be like, man, I should have just finished it off in
Could be
Pittsburgh.
Gretzky on the Blues.
So
Right?
right, and
Hey, they made the second round.
I would argue. Anyway, that's what would honestly, that's what would make it compelling from the outside. For those of us without skin in the game, those of us that aren't living in Pittsburgh, who aren't a fan of the Penguins, I would just love to see like what happens.
Yep.
What does that look like? I don't just mean him in another jersey. Like we saw it with Marchand, right? Marchand was a pretty beloved Bruin. Now he's not on Crosby's level.
He was captain. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and like, but he was a Bruin through and through, and you're like, how's that going to travel? Well, it
Traveled pretty good.
traveled pretty good.
Yeah.
So here, let's do a little
ahead.
picture-in-picture action. So okay, let's look at this team.
Look at the Mantha. It doesn't even have the number.
Yeah, like this isn't a good team. Okay, great. So Malkin,
Half of these guys can go right on my trade board for next year.
Yeah, Russ and Raquel are
so-
1 and 2.
Malkin, staying or going?
I think he's staying.
But
I don't know.
You don't think he
I
gets
think
traded?
that's the Montreal Canadiens 2C.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Malkin?
That's my guess, yeah.
Are you drunk?
What are you talking about? They need a 2C. You have Evgeny Malkin for like 2 months?
can he still do it? Like, I know
he's
he's
psychotic, though. That's the thing. When he gets back in the playoffs, somebody's going to lose their head.
Maybe I'm missing something. I feel like his fall off, like no one wants to call it out because he's an all-time great NHL player.
But has it been precipitous in your eyes?
Well, it's hard to know because look where he's been playing. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to look good sometimes in that environment.
Yes.
Miles have been pretty hard. Rust, staying or going?
Well, I think both of those right wingers are gone.
Okay, so Rust and Raquel are gone.
The question is when, right? Like, it could be not till next March.
Right.
Because, they both have extra years left on their deals, but they're two of the most available quality players in the league.
Letang getting traded or retiring anytime soon?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, interesting. Erik Karlsson, staying or going?
I don't think he finishes that contract in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so Jesse, can you do me a favor and just take out Raquel, Rust, and Karlsson?
Well, you don't have to do
I'm
it.
not
on
on
this-
I'm not on GM mode.
On this already ass roster?
So no, I can't do that.
Like,
on this
this
page.
is, I don't know. I keep looking at his numbers and how incredible he is, and he can do whatever he wants. But part of me is always going to be curious.
Yeah, I'm still of the mind it's more likely than not he doesn't finish in Pittsburgh.
So,
Crosby.
Yeah.
okay. So what are the
But
names?
obviously he's not there today or the trade would already have happened. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I think there's a history there where the Twitter meme of
is he going to finish with 5 years out of the playoffs?
That's what I keep saying.
'Cause
Everybody's like, no, you're stupid. You don't know what you're
We're
talking
already at
about.
3, and I will say pretty confidently they're not making the playoffs next year or the year after.
Lemieux began his career and ended his career with 4 straight years not making
You know what would be cool?
right.
Lemieux had a different career, though.
But like
Yes, he
Buzz
did.
Flibbit is built out of Sidney Crosby. Like the idea
Right.
of throwing whoever next to Sidney Crosby and him making it work is Buzz Flibbit.
Blake Lizotte is a Buzz Flibbit ass name.
So I feel like Crosby doesn't care who's there. He's gonna try and make this thing work.
But what if he could do it with
But what happens if he-
Celebrini? You know, like a team that like
He's
is
gonna
on
do
the
it with
rise.
Gavin McKenna in a year.
Yeah, and
I
Gavin's
guess
going to
that's-
get Connor Bedarded.
This
There's
is-
not going to be much
No,
else on that team.
Crosby McKenna is gonna be so much fun.
This is the counterpoint, is that if he does hang in there long enough, there might start to be reasons to stay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.